connected. It says we're connected, but it's also not showing me anything in studio. Um, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't.
you're live.
That's not what I. That's not what I want. But okay. That's.
Just letting you know.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I just like. Sorry, I'm just. This is frustrating. I'm thinking, do I like just try to like reroute it? Do I? What should I? Let me. Let me open up Studio so I can. You know what? Let me. Joey64. I don't know why it's. I don't know why it's live. But I might be able to change. I might be able to just force it to save state.
No, you might have missed. You were live on save state.
Oh, live on save state.
Yes, that's what I. Sorry, I thought that
Oh,
was.
so you say you're live. I took that way too. I took that as like Joey60, like
No.
my channel was live. So, sorry, because I was. It just Streamlabs just said you're live, and I did not hit. I for a fact I did not hit the go live button. Streamlabs just decided we were going to go live now. But okay, we're live on save state.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. That's
And
what
right
I
now
want.
they can see you. They cannot see me.
That I know
But
why they can't see you.
one,
Like
one problem at a time. I'm just
yeah,
making
like
you
like
more
now
aware
they
of the
should be able to see
situation.
you for a little bit. And now they're not going to see you because I need to do more stuff.
Yeah.
But why are you? Fine. Let me make sure this isn't on stream before I type in my password. It's not. Okay. It's making me put in the safe state password, and for whatever reason.
That would not be a good thing to show on stream, guys.
Yeah. It's a black screen, so cool. I don't want to do a pass key right now, not on stream. No,
Not while on stream, guys.
okay, okay. This is what I'm gonna do. Just give me 1 minute.
No, you're good.
Give me well, more like once. I'm gonna if I can find it. Jeez, image, add, and bam. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself real quick while I get everything figured out. Thomas, you talk to the audience.
Okay.
Oh wait, I can't deafen because then they can't hear you. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
I was gonna say. Well, now I'm laughing because of the picture you put on stream. But anyways, hi guys. We're definitely not struggling to figure out how we're gonna stream on the same. This was definitely well planned and it was well put together. How is everyone doing? Because I'm doing great. I'm so sorry, Steven. We messed up. Okay, guys, listen. The we messed up part was not supposed to be about the stream itself. It was supposed to be about it was supposed to be in reference to the fact that an episode hasn't gone up 2 weeks in a row, which we'll be going over tonight. But yeah, now I'm moving on. I'm being animated as we speak. God, that picture's so. It's not that old, but it's like it's old enough to where I can say, man, that was a year ago or more. But yeah. how have you been, Caught? You been good lately? Thomas, why are you scared? Well, I'm scared because of so Kai, did you see the video that went up on the Save State channel yesterday? Because that whole ordeal was pretty scary. I feel scammed. I signed up for. Okay, Steven, trust me, Steven, content is coming. Don't stress. I promise we're not trying to scam you. I wish you guys could see me right now, but you can't, and I apologize. It's we're you guys. No, we are experiencing a lot of technical difficulties at the moment, but hopefully it will get resolved. Yeah. I apologize, and Joey apologizes too. He just can't hear. Well, he can probably hear, but we can't hear him, which is probably good because he's probably not happy at the moment. So, yeah.
Thing hacked
anyways,
every single time.
Blocked, cancel Rick's. Oh man, you really marked this down. Where we should title this stream the Save State. Well, we can't say that because coming from us, it'll sound like we've canceled the podcast. But we should put "We Got Canceled" as the title of the stream because of our lack of uploads. Guys, being YouTubers, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's so hard, guys. It is the hardest job you could ever have. If you can't tell, I'm being very sarcastic right now. Is that Kins in the background too? I don't think it should be. I don't think anything. Like, you're not talking about like that thumbnail on that video though is what I see in my dream. It was a very scary thumbnail. I don't know who made it, but it was very creepy. Also, we saw. Why did you hear? Okay, so you guys are saying you hear. I don't know why you guys are hearing Kins. What is going on? Yeah, I can't hear Kins when I listen back to the live stream, but maybe Joey is Listen, Steven, it is a W stream because we're here. We saw Joey's webcam for 2 seconds. He's still here. Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about, Kai, at this point. I don't think I'm hearing the same thing you're hearing. What? Okay, I think that might be on Joey's side. No, I hear hear that now, Kyle. I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. I don't know what. Guys, you know the guy in the video on the channel. We got guitars. Guys, so what the guy that Pat was talking about from the video on the channel. He's actually trying to. That's Mr. Save State, by the way. He's an Eldritch being, and he makes sure he's basically our boss. He's the big boss. So me and Joey, we're the bosses, but he's like the boss of us. And
Apologies for the music. Nothing on my computer's working right now, and I cannot get it to stop. But I think it's not playing anymore. Wait, Thomas can't hear me. Wait. Oh, now Thomas can hear me. Sorry. I unmuted myself on stream. Apologies for the music. My computer is like, I don't know what's going on, man. Can you hear me, Thomas?
yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I was just reeling from the past few seconds.
Okay, cool. Okay, everything should be working now.
Do you mean in terms of us being able to see them being able to see us?
Yes, it might take a couple. Give it like a few seconds for the update. Y'all should. Dear Lord, why can't y'all see Thomas?
Oh, there. Yeah, I see you.
Why can't? Why? Why is it not? He was just doing it. I'm not in a good mood right now. This to be very blunt. That's why I muted.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, let me get this. What's the name of the channel?
Save State Podcast.
Thank you.
Yep. Anytime.
I need to get the podcast up. Look at that, it's the first thing that pops up when you look it up on YouTube. That's really sick.
Yeah, I had noticed that more recently.
Thomas is okay. I need to remove the freaking City Escape Thomas image.
PNG.
That's the most recent photo I have of you. Why is it? Alright, just delete it. Delete it all. Thank you. Why? I don't understand.
The weather's great, Steven.
This was
Like,
working before we went live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute again. I'll be back. I
Okay.
want y'all to be able to have a conversation without me interrupting y'all. I'll be back.
No, you're good. Yeah,
What?
no worries.
Why is I can't mute myself because Discord is okay. No, okay, now I can. Okay, I'll be back. Y'all can still hear me. I need to mute myself on Streamlabs.
Okay, I think Joey finally managed to be. Yeah, there wasn't a so funny story about that cot. This will be the first thing that we talk about. Also, hello to the 4 people watching the stream right now. I apologize for how scuffed it is. We're figuring things out. It's gonna be okay. Thanks. Cot saying that he feels for you, Joey. So, just I don't know if you can hear me or not, but just want to make sure you knew that. Anyways, so with the other save state channel, so we came up with the idea for the Save State podcast in like I think it was even before January of this year, 2025. I think it was like around December. Heck, it might have even been earlier. At this point, the dates are kind of running together at this point. But so as we recorded the first 3 episodes, and we had yet to like actually put them up on the channel. And in that time, another unrelated Save State podcast channel just became a thing. And I don't know like how in the realm of coincidence that happened, but it just did. But we are the original Save State podcast. Yeah, we're experiencing a lot of technical difficulties, and we apologize for that. Yeah, so right now Joey's trying to figure out how we can. Oh well, there's kind of me, right right there, on Joey's stream. Heck. I feel really bad because I know Joey's very upset right now because this sort of thing does drive him crazy. So I want everybody in chat right now to say that we love Joey because we really do. And we want to make sure he knows how much we appreciate him for all he does because he's working really hard right now to get this stream to work. And it's not doing him any favors. So yeah, if you guys could just be sure to tell Joey how much we appreciate him, that'd be awesome. And we love this. But yeah, we are definitely still in the midst of figuring things out, and it's gonna be okay. Thank you, Kat. We appreciate it. I think we are on the cusp of figuring things out. We're very close. Cott says we love Joey and Thomas, and Steven says much love and appreciation to the Joey64 fire emoji. Oh look, there I am. See, it's finally working. I don't know if it's working purely as intended, but it is working, and that's the important part. Oh, now it's dark again. But I'm not going to focus on that because I'm sure Joey knows all this. Anyways, so I think I asked Kyle, how's your day going, Steven? You having a good time? I don't think Joey can. You know, I don't know, but I don't want to poke the bear, for lack of a better term. And he just nodded, so I'm just gonna take that as a sign from the gods, from the Save State gods. So yeah. Pretty chill. Ooh, that's pretty fun. If you want to share it, you don't have to feel inclined if you don't want to. But what convention did you get back from, Steven? Because I know there's been a lot going on right now. I know C2E2 happened recently. I know shoot, there was another one. It's the one that Glitch was doing a thing at. I forgot what it was called though, but there are so many going on. It's like convention season. But no, conventions are fun.
Alright, is everything working now for everybody? Everything looks good. Everything's
Actually, I think
Is
we
it
talked
all
about this, but me and Joey are
Thomas.
currently planning
Thomas.
on going
Thomas.
to
He can't hear me, can he? Why is he
too
still
many
talking?
games.
He's still. I love y'all
in,
too. Tom,
in
I don't know why
June,
Thomas.
I think it's in the end of June, yeah. But
Why
we're
is he?
planning to go there. We'll probably have an episode of the podcast about it. We'll
Okay,
probably
I'm
make
gonna be
tons of
talking over
content about
Thomas
it, but
here.
we're also
Can
gonna
y'all
go just
hear
to enjoy
me
it,
and
'cause
can y'all see me
that's
and
a convention that we
Thomas?
both really wanted to
If y'all
go
able
to
to
and
hear
we've wanted
me.
for a long time. So yeah.
No, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay.
I'm gonna
It's okay not to
throw
know.
this off my desk. It fell on the couch. Anyhow, yes, I can hear. Okay, so I can hold both of us, but Thomas can't hear me because I've been talking.
No, I can hear you.
You can hear. Okay, so you kept talking
Yeah.
about like conventions and stuff, and I
Oh,
was talking.
I couldn't hear you until just like a second ago. But
Okay.
I can hear you now.
That's why I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I think it should be fixed. And you kept going on. I was like, Thomas, please stop. Like, I love that you're being engaged with the audience, but I'm like, please stop talking. I'm like,
For the love of God.
I'm like, why is the audio not
be a
working
worse
now?
streamer.
Okay. I had a whole plan for this
Yeah.
episode today. I actually scripted out I was going to do like a traditional episode, so like it would make
Mhm.
sense for I'm probably gonna repackage this episode and upload it as like cut out pretty much everything that's already happened and take
Yeah.
this off the podcast playlist and upload a video version of it and put that on the podcast playlist. Because I still want this to be like an episode, but
Yeah.
definitely still a different vibe episode. But like I'm tired, guys. I'm so tired. I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got less than 8 hours to get up and go to work. Anyhow. Where did the script go? That I was been asking
That's a
myself
good
that the
question.
last 30 minutes. Okay.
It's special. We can't do this in any other way but this way, which is the save state way.
No. I want to be better.
God.
Oh my
No,
goodness, my
well,
legs have been
that's
crossed
what
this
I'm
entire
saying.
time. Oh, that hurts.
Listen, the next time we do one of these, we're gonna look back at this one and say, "Oh my gosh, this stream is so much better than the last one."
Never doing
This
this
was all
again.
intentional.
Never doing it again.
We're canceled. I don't know if you heard. You probably heard that part, but I don't know if you like mentally heard that part. Like you physically heard it. I don't know if you.
I heard
you
everything.
comprehended it. But Steven was joking and talking about how we were canceled,
Yeah.
and I was like, we should change the name of this episode to "We Were Canceled."
Save your
Because
thoughts,
they
because
are
you're in a horrible
horrendous.
state. Oh gosh. So I just got my little eye here. Make me happy.
Yeah, I see it. It's so funny. I can actually see it.
Yeah.
This is like, I will say, to give ourselves a little bit of credit, this is the first time we've ever done like a stream in this way.
Yeah. All right. Let me get my notes out, and so if I get myself back on track, I'm gonna feel better.
Yeah, we can get this ball rolling.
Okay. Give me a second.
No, you're good. So, thoughts on the political and economic state of the world right now? I don't know, man. The Nintendo Switch is pretty cool still. I like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
That's the most.
Nintendo
That's the most I have to
Switch.
say about the economy and politics right now.
Switch.
Although I appreciate you confirming that that was a joke, even though I was pretty sure it was. Guys, not to get political, but what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Because I mean, like, that discussion gets pretty heated sometimes. Yes. So, Moose Tracks, that's really interesting, Cop, because I feel like
Moose Track
no
sucks.
well, I feel like no one says Moose Tracks is their favorite flavor of ice cream. Like, I don't know why Moose Tracks just feel like it feels very underrated to me because I like Moose Tracks. I mean I admit that's not the best
I
flavor
think
of
it's
ice cream.
overrated.
I feel like not many people talk about it.
Like, it's like mint chocolate chip. Like people like act like it's their favorite, but like is it really your favorite?
I mean, mint chocolate chip was my favorite for a long time.
It's not. It's
Like no joke. But I have heard the it tastes like toothpaste argument, and I can't disagree. But I like that it tastes like toothpaste. uh, See, Steven's never heard of Moose Tracks, but Steven says cookies and cream, carry, and those that disagree are lying. Okay, I can admit a good cookies and cream, especially when you haven't had in a while, is really good. Counterpoint: cookies and cream extreme, which is just cookies and cream, but instead of vanilla ice cream, it's chocolate. Now, some would say that's too much chocolate, and I think you're right. I mean, personally, my all-time favorite is vanilla bean. I'm very basic, but I you can't go wrong with the basics. So vanilla bean is my favorite, but cookies and cream extreme, it's pretty good. You should try it someday.
Alrighty. I'm ready.
You ready? Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. So this is where we're gonna start the actual episode. Alright. So starting on the invisible zero. 3, 2. Alright. Welcome to episode 2.5 of the Safe State Podcast. Oddly enough, probably the only episode we've done a proper intro for.
Yep.
Yeah, we're here. We're live. We got face cams. Thomas has headphones. I don't. I'm listening to him through a speaker. So I don't like headphones. So, but
I love headphones.
See, I just know the perfect volume levels to have my speaker and like my microphone at. So my mic is like right next to my speakers on my laptop. It doesn't interfere because I don't like headphones.
That's fair.
They're a necessity for me. They're not like a want. But no. So jumping right into it here. So what mainly being why are we doing this? Why are we doing this episode? Episode 2.5, the second episode.
Well, we messed up bad.
We want to be more specific. I messed up. If you want to go to the very beginning of all of this, if you want to go to the beginning,
we are a collective. We are a hive mind.
Okay.
So we messed up because we are the hive mind.
Just me and you?
Yes. And well, Denmark to a degree, but he's not quite a part of the hive mind. He's being integrated into the hive mind.
Gotcha. Sorry, when you said the high mind, I thought you were gonna go on that for a bit. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a community post right now, and you're like, because we're a part of the hive mind. I'm like, yeah, elaborate. You're like, we're a part of the hive mind. I'm like, dear Lord Thomas, I need you to like go on for like 10 seconds so I can write a post. And I'm like, I was trying to do a real click and look like slick. And I was like, I don't think he meant to go on that for that long.
No, it really, guys, we messed up again.
Again?
we,
Yo,
we messed up again.
excuse me, I didn't mean to yawn. Basically, so, episode 3 was supposed to come out last Friday, two
Last
Fridays
Friday.
ago. And then we pushed it to this Friday. And it is complete now, but, long story short, and I think I talk about this in an upcoming episode as well, so I don't want to dwell on it for too long. There's a whole, like, starting topic for another episode coming up here in a few weeks. But I failed to give Denmark, the guy who edits the podcast for us, episode 3. So he had like 2 days to do it. And like I think it's also like the week before Easter too. So because of that, I was like, hey, no big deal. It's all good. It's good that we can. Then he got really badly sick, and I believe he is still sick at the time of this recording. And so I'm like, but even through that, he finished the episode. I'm like, greatly appreciate it.
Powered through.
And that was kind of the reason. That just gave him more of a buffer in general. But okay, let's give him more time. To get that next episode ready, start working on 4. So yeah, and we also we discussed a bit more and want to do this format. One of the things we want to do with this format going into the future is we don't plan to do a lot of like news topics, like topical things. We want a lot of it to be evergreen, even like with this episode as well. But if we do want to do something more topical, we just want to get it out there. We talked about we're going to do an episode after the Switch 2 comes out. And that week, we're going to probably just live stream it that Friday. Or maybe the Thursday the Switch 2 comes out. Maybe we'll push it up just to really get it out. We'll see how that all plays out. That's still a couple months from now. But stuff like that, it's going to be more a special occasion and whatnot. But it's something we want to do going forward. So this kind of also us testing the field of that. That one will be a proper, like, whatever the episode number is, that would be a proper episode. This one's kind of weird. Mainly because I know, like, we reference, like, episode 3, 4, and 3 and 4. We've never caught up to episode 5. So we were 4, like, episode 5 to 3 and 4. So I didn't want to call this 3, and then everything's thrown off for, like, the next few weeks. So, as much as the 2.5 kind of bothers me, I'm just kind of like, it's whatever. It's fine. But no, yeah. So that's kind of the general gist of it. We're still figuring stuff out, still trying to get that flow down. But I think this, and then that's how I think about doing these live episodes when we do them. I said we do the Switch 2 one. That gives another week for our editor to kind of get a bit more caught up on stuff and all of that. And give us a bit more of an easy week as well. Because we're still recording an episode this week as well. We've these are planning to. What is today? Today's Sunday.
Yes, it is.
I have been so. I thought today was like Monday or Tuesday, man. I am so out of it.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of season because I mean I speak for I don't speak for myself, but at least I know you're not doing exams, or at least not that I would know of, but I've been doing a lot of exams. And I think just the general like theme of being burnt out is very common right now.
Yeah. But no, yeah, Joe did, yes, I did pre-order the Switch too.
Which is good because you can't anymore.
I went to a local GameStop. I almost said game store. I went to my local GameStop, and it was like I was like, I want the Switch 2. And they're like, and I was like, I also want Mario Kart. And they're like, oh, you want the bundle? I'm like, no. I want to spend more money on I'll be fair, I'm not buying any of the other. I'm not even buying the Camera Day one, just because like the first game that like fully like I do like integration with even like Mario Kart. They have what they do like in the arcades where it has like the webcam on you the whole time, so you can see everyone's like
Mhm.
reactions over instead of it just being their username, which I love that. Definitely something like I'll do, but um. I wanna. Honestly, I just want that webcam in general for $50. That's a really good camera. Actually, it's a 1080p wide angle lens. Actually, so I guess actually when you look at it, it's shockingly cheap.
The
Honestly,
future safe state camera.
honestly, yeah, it's probably gonna because that's stand everything we've talked about. But like, it's honestly gonna be a really good
That
camera.
was that was like an episode 4 or 5 joke, I think.
Yeah, joke, but also like I'm pretty serious about that.
Serious joke.
Yeah. Um. You could probably get it the day it comes out if you don't pre-order. Like you would have to like probably go to several stores, but they do seem to be. I can't guarantee anything. I would say like I would pre-order it if I was you. If you can at this point, but because you can also like me, I just put down a GameStop at least is doing this. I don't know how other stores are doing it. GameStop used to put down a $50 down payment, so you give them $50 and then you give them the other like 400, or or if you get more stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
You give them the rest of the money. I think that's how they're doing it. So you don't have to fork out the $450 when you pre-order it. You can pay for most of it later. Um, that's what I'm doing. Just so I'm not breaks up the payment a little bit. But no, it sucks. It's either you could do that or you pay for all of it. There's no like you can only do like GameStop has payment plan things to do with game consoles, but it's only if you buy the like you own the console now. And it's like I kind
Mhm.
of wish you would have done on the Switch too, but I don't know. I guess people it's always such high demand. You don't really have to. I guess people pre-order not good. People
Yeah.
are gonna buy it. So, but anyhow, um, yeah. As we go with that and kind of get off, so we don't much talk about there. So kind of the theme of this episode is gonna be Q&A. I actually do have a couple of questions, but we also have the lovely people in the chat who have questions as well. So feel free to throw some questions in the chat and we will answer them.
Absolutely.
To the best of our abilities. Um,
I mean, if you ask me what the meaning of life is, I'm just gonna say 42. And if you get that reference or not,
hey, I can tell you what the meaning of life is right now.
go ahead.
I don't want. I said a question from chat, not from you.
You
Um,
have questions.
I have questions because I was prepared. Um,
How do you know I don't have questions? How do
okay.
you know what's the meaning of life wasn't on top of my list?
Know what? Fine. I think if I had to pick a general meaning of life, I feel like for everyone to get a
General
bit more
meaning
specific, but genuinely, I feel like the general meaning of life is just like experiences, like having as many like experiences. What those experiences are for sports, but I feel like it's like experiences and just like I think that's the big thing. Like I think everybody enjoys having new experiences. Like and I say that, I don't mean like oh like going to like freaking like Hawaii and like vacations. Be something sounds like oh like I just like playing like I got a new game. That's a new experience. Like that like everyone
Mhm.
just fundamentally people don't like just sitting there on like even if you are sitting on the couch all day, like you'll probably watch like YouTube and you watch like there's still like but I think people do typically enjoy like when you do something that's like you've watched a lot of YouTube videos, but like then you go to Hawaii and like that you're gonna remember a lot more than like your 100th TikTok video that day. You know,
Absolutely. I definitely think
this goes to dopamine.
the yeah. There's a very powerful Picasso quote, which I know people aren't like. I know like there's some gray area with Picasso on if he was actually a good person or not. Still, there was a very good quote that he gave where I can't remember it word for word, but it was something to the effect of um, the point of life is to find your gift, or for lack of a better term, your thing. And then the meaning of life is to share that with the rest of the world. And I think about that a lot, and I think it's very inspiring. It's definitely a very unique way to think about the meaning of life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't believe that was the first Q&A
First
question.
question.
All because of me.
Going in deep. Alright, well I guess so getting the first one from Steven in the chat. So they said, as someone who has been making content for years, what advice that you'll give to someone that's starting out today? And this is a question that I've answered several times. So I want to throw it to you first. Unless you want me to go first, I don't know if you have an answer. If you don't have an answer now, but I
I
kind of.
think I have an answer.
Okay, so I want to see hear your answer first. It's because, and I don't know if it's an answer you've really been asked. In terms of having your own thing, you're relatively new. You have a lot of experience on my channel.
I'm pretty green. Yeah.
But you've also been doing your own thing for about a half a year now, roughly.
For about 4 months now. So if I had to give someone advice, I would definitely say when it comes to content creation, it it matters a lot that you create something that you're excited about, because anyone can go to the front page of TikTok or YouTube Shorts or whatever have you and try and find the objective popular like thing. And you can make videos on it. You can make as many as you want on it. And you can be successful in maybe in the numbers, but in terms of like true content creation that will make you fulfilled, it really isn't about chasing the popular thing or getting the numbers. It's about making something that something that you personally are excited about, or something that you want others to be excited about. But either way, that passion has to be there. Like for me, one of the first videos on my channel I ever made was a video about like Tetris 99 and Pac-Man 99 and F-Zero 99, because like I always had a unique take with those kind of games. And so that was just an idea that existed in my brain for such a long time that I wanted to get it out there. Like it's said on my channel, it did pretty good for being like one of my first like real videos, but like by no means is it popular. By no means does everyone know it, but I'm happy with it. It is something that I look at and I see as, I of course see the ways I can improve, but I also see it as a project that I finished and worked on, and I was really excited about doing. And I think that is really just the crux of it, is excitement, the passion, because eventually people will find your passion. It might not become super like aware to everyone yet, but people will become aware of your passion and they can identify with it. So that's what I would say. Make sure you have a strong sense of yourself and what you want to make, and definitely keep the passion high.
Okay, that was pretty good. That's pretty. It's a bit more. It's not like too general. I kind of like that was a bit more specific. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my advice. So first of all, if you don't have an Android phone, you're screwed. Sorry, if you're an Apple user, that takes out like half y'all. Don't even try. Sorry. Second of all, you really want to have a Pixel phone. So if you don't even have a Pixel phone, like I mean, then you're really screwed. Like, sorry. Like Samsung, you might have a chance. Motorola, not at all. They're going out of business. Anyhow.
Again?
Sorry, LG's going out of business. Motorola's still going. LG's like actually like they're not even they're past they're like liquidation now. They're gone. Anyhow. So then you're gonna go to the Google Play Store. You're gonna type in you channel boost sub and views bots. You're gonna download that app, and then like this is the important part for you. You want to go to from there, you gotta get out like a debit card, a PayPal account, and you send them like as much money as you feasibly can. Like you're gonna be eating ramen. You're gonna get so many views, so many subs. And like they're gonna last for so long, like at least 2 weeks, before they get banned. But those 2 weeks, you're gonna be flying. You might even get monetized in that time, man. I mean, anyhow, in all seriousness, for the love of God, don't do that. Don't. The biggest thing is you want to you want to share your actually go into like actual serious one here. And actually, I'm kind of glad I went with that joke because I actually have a good one. So, like, when you're sharing content with people or like weights or whatever, you really want to do with like you want to try to find a community that like mesh with you. I'm not saying like don't like go out of your comfort zone. I've waited some I've waited Ludwig once before just because it was kind of funny. And I thought it was funny that he had it turned on for like everybody and not just people he was subscribed to. But like generally like don't like you could do it for fun, but like find that's how like a lot of people I collaborated with. It's how I found them. That's how I found Ken. That's how I found Marsh. It's how I found a lot of content creators was just through waiting them. And I think that's I think there's probably even more people I found that I just can't remember at this point.
I think it's funny you mentioned that. I'm pretty sure that's how you met. Because I correct. I might be not correct in this. Steven in chat. That's the Funny Reaper, right?
Yes, I think that's how I think Steven waited me. I don't remember. But yeah,
I know it was something akin to that.
I believe that's how we found each other. I almost feel like we found each other through a connection, though. So I feel like we both knew somebody. Maybe. I don't know. There's so many...
It's been such a long time.
Connections and... I don't know. I can barely remember. One day I would love to talk about, like... That's an episode on a podcast we should do. And, it's really going to be a me episode, to be honest. Just talk about collaborations. Like I'm sure, you would have some stuff that from, especially from like the podcast, not podcasts, the charity events. But no, like there's so many stories I want. One one story time I want to have, and honestly, again, I might just do this through on the podcast. I feel like it might be more of a better format to do it on. Is I want to talk about the tribal SMP. I want to talk about that whole story. I want like I've talked about it a bit more and more, but I want to like sit down, kind of like actually like properly almost like script it out a little bit. I don't want to do like a scripted video on it, but like give myself all the bullet points so I can like fully explain all that because I feel like it's such a good learning experience for me, and like everyone walked away in the long term. Everyone came out of that unscathed. There's some like immediate wounds, but. That's why you met me from Marsh. That's why. I remember. That makes sense. I remember that now. No, go with that. Actually, yeah, because that's how me and Marsh met. We didn't meet from Waited. We met through Tribal SMP. That was the first time we ever interacted. Because him and Ty Rebuilds knew each other. Yeah. I don't even know how Marsh met Ty. That I don't know. But that's how. And then we made Tribal SMP. Which was mainly me and Ty who worked on that in terms of like getting everyone together for that, and then that's how me and that's why I forgot that's how me and I don't honestly remembered. I don't know, because me and Ken's waited me and I waited her back, and then she was like, I want to play the new Mario Party with people. I'm like, I want to play the new Mario Party with people. And that's how the friendship started, through Mario Party. As all friendships should. All friendships should start with hatred.
Start and end with Mario Party.
Yep. But yeah, no, but getting back to what I was getting at though, make like meaningful connections with like people who, it's always going to be a
Like
business
mine.
transaction at the beginning. Like, don't act like it's not. You're gonna look like that's how everyone looks at it. Like, I'm not saying you look at it strictly that way, but like you are gonna. That's how it's gonna start. And like you can ask any content creator. That's always your thoughts. I go like, oh, they have like 700 subscribers. I have like 800 subscribers, or like they're like, oh, that's a big fan base. Or like their viewers can subscribe to my channel, but also like my viewers subscribe to yours, and that's how it starts. And I've had some people like that's all it is. We do a few collabs, and like I wouldn't call them. I'll call them like acquaintances. I wouldn't call them friends. They're not people like I like talk to much. Like I don't talk to them like outside of like YouTube chat and stuff. But I do have like I said Funny Weep or Ken's Marsh. There's so many others I can't think. There's a big circle of people I know. These are the ones we were talking about. But so many others. Like pretty much
Gator.
everyone who's in the charity events.
Yes.
Just anyone who's in the charity events. Those are the people that I'm like I legitimately like contributing with. But see. So my boy Joe, you got connections only on Twitch now. I forget that you stream on Twitch because I just don't use Twitch. I have a Twitch account. I just don't use it that often, but no, no, yeah, no. I think that's my biggest Don't look at other creators as your enemies because a lot of people do that. Do not, you're not competition. There's like 8 billion people on the earth, and like almost all of them are watching YouTube. So like,
A good amount of them, yes.
yeah, probably more like 70% of them. I don't even feel like 70% is probably pretty on the nose, honestly. Um, maybe more, maybe more like 65, but
At least, at the very least, 50%.
Yeah.
Like that's a given.
no, I'll do hard. My hard better be 60. I want to see 60. That sounds good. I don't think
Place your bets now.
I feel like I'm not I'm not thinking enough about like children, like newborn children. That's a lot of the population. Anyhow, going past that. No, that for that one. Yeah. Now going to another question. This is one I got here. If it's gonna pull it back up. All right. So, Thomas, I'm gonna throw this to you. What will you say thus far, and again, through content creation, what has been like your biggest like trial, like, what is, and this could be, I feel most likely it's gonna be from either your channel or the podcast, but if there was something from where you've collaborated with me on my channel, that could be it too. But whatever, like, what do you think was like something that's like either like fearful or difficult or whatever.
Oh, what was the hardest thing?
Yeah,
I've
what was
done
the
so
hardest?
far in
I
terms
couldn't
of-
find that word for some reason. What was the hardest?
What's the
thing?
hardest thing I've done? So I don't know if it was. It was. I would say the better word is difficult. It wasn't because I kind of see them as two different words. That maybe they're not as different as I might think, but actually something for this channel, not anything like it was creating the animation for the intro, I think, because that honestly has probably been my most involved edit I've ever done,
Yeah.
because I literally had to learn how to animate in my editing software. And then on top of that, I had to come up with something completely on my own, going off of the music that John made, which actually was very useful. But then not only did I have to make something that I was satisfied with, I had to make something that you were satisfied with. And
Yeah.
that everyone was kind of like, yeah, this is good.
I'm very
And,
critical.
yes, but honestly, as hard as it was, every time I like sat down and I worked on a segment of it, I was always like, I got to make this the best that it can. And something that actually made me really happy towards the end of it, when I like sent you like the first draft of it that I was gonna release, you initially were very impressed by it. And I think it's 'cause,
Oh, that's not what I was. Okay, I'm glad that was your perspective.
Oh well, I took it as impressed.
I felt like I was very negative because that's how I felt.
Oh, well,
I don't like being
yeah.
critical on other people's work, especially artistic work. But like it was something I'm like,
Mhm.
but I'm a part of this, so I want us to be really good. So I gave you a lot of like well thought out criticisms, but a lot of
No,
like little
I don't think criticism
criticisms.
is bad.
No, it's not
Yeah.
necessarily bad, but it's kind of stigmatism that it is. So there's also that
Mhm.
thing with me where I was just like, from my like perspective, I was just like, man, like I feel like I'm being kind of negative, but I was like,
No,
I hope
I
you take,
didn't.
and you took
I
it in a
didn't
good
really
way.
take it.
You did.
No, I didn't take it that way at all. Because at the end of the day, with your criticisms or your critiques, which would be better, you saw the idea behind it and you saw the passion, but I honestly really appreciate it because you kind of read like I think when you're creating something, you definitely need like someone. It doesn't have to be like a specific person, but just someone to look over your shoulder and say, "Oh, I think what you're doing is really good." But sorry,
I saw that.
that's
Yeah, I.
yeah,
Well, you know what? What I need's a leash. That's what I need. I need you
yeah.
to come over, put a leash around me, and like that's what I need. That's what I need.
Okay. Anyways,
Wait, do you
um,
not understand what I mean?
yes, I know
That
what you
wasn't like a
mean.
joke. That was like
Just
serious. I was wait.
no,
Well, not like
the way you
dead
framed that was
serious.
really funny. I was making an out of context moment.
Okay. I'll be honest. I'm actually lost on this one.
No, it's okay. Don't worry
Clip it.
about
I guess. Clip it and
it.
ship it.
Chat, don't tell. Clip it and shit.
Clip it,
But no,
ship it, and
where
we'll
was I
make it
going
into a
with
short
this?
later.
It's like the idea of peer review. Like
Yeah.
even
No.
to this
I
day,
gotcha.
in our friend group chat, every time I have a video script and I'm like, okay, I feel good about this, but I want to get feedback, I'll put it in the group chat. Whether or not people will actually read it or not, I don't know. But people do. You do sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Sorry. Yeah.
our good friend Breakfast reads them most of the time, and he gives really really good
Yeah.
feedback.
I would. God, I just a lot of times I do like read and watch the stuff that you send. It's just, like I'm very much like I don't like texting. I really don't like texting.
No,
So
and
like for me, I'm
I
like
know
if we were on
this.
like we talked about the script for your Minecraft video, we sat up for like an hour talking about it.
Which, speaking of
Good. We talked
which,
about some other stuff
not
that night too, but still, it was just like I just had when I'm on a call with someone, I can work through it a lot better. When in over messages, I don't. It's why, especially with the podcast,
it's
I've
a lot
started doing
harder.
more like 5 minute calls with you to just hash out
Yeah.
stuff real quick. Because I'm just like I need I just don't like I feel like I can't get my thoughts out how I want to in text.
Hmm.
Even though like I text very like prim and proper.
Yes.
Like I text like this is my college essay. Maybe that's part of the reason why I don't like texting. Maybe that's why, because I text like a college essay. But like I do that because it created good habits, and now it's habits I can't break. And I don't really want to break. It's just
That's
because I
fair.
write all my scripts on my phone too, and I want those to be nice and good looking. I also did all my school assignments in high school on my phone. Um, so you know, I,
Interesting.
yeah, no,
Uh,
I
so
support it.
now I'm going to turn this question over to you. Um, in your uh, long history of content creation, what would you say is the hardest like whatever you've ever worked on?
Mm, like just okay, so like hardest like project or just like the most like difficult moment? Because I have two very different answers.
Um, I would say in terms of like something that you were creating or working on creating, and what was the biggest struggle, but
Okay,
in the context of you were creating something.
yeah. Okay, we'll do yeah. Cause that's the other one I think we actually have on a list for podcast topics. Because the other one was the time I was deleting my channel.
Right. We have not. We've.
You still have
That is
not
a
heard that
story for another
story.
day. No, I haven't.
That because when I first said that to you, it's like at the early stages of us doing the podcast, like very early stages, and now it's like I'm gonna tell you that on the podcast because then you could be like the audience pretty much. Um, no, I'll tell him one day. Um,
Yeah.
anyhow, towards the projects, like, I feel like it's kind of the obvious answer. I feel like it has to go to the charity events. I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't name a specific one, honestly. They've all had different strengths and weaknesses for me. I feel like in general, we each one's gotten better. And I'm very happy about that. I've never stepped away from one. I felt like it got worse. That's always like a fear in the back of my head. But it's why I'm glad like we're always so like what do you like change stuff about the events, and I always get nervous about it. But I always feel like that's what makes me feel like it's better every year. And I already have several changes I want to do this year that we're going to be talk about here very soon. Um, and I'm very excited for y'all to hear about that soon. So that'll
Stay
be
tuned for that.
July. We have a date in mind. We haven't locked it in yet, so I don't want to say it if
Yeah.
it doesn't happen. But it most likely will be in July. Probably we're thinking like, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything else because I don't want to. I have a bad habit of doing that.
Hmm.
But no, it like between coordinating with all the different people, just the people in person we have alone, that is a huge struggle. Especially this is not my full time job, and over the years we've definitely had like you've took on a lot more responsibilities with a lot with helping manage stuff and getting like doing the donations. Production wise, I think that probably the earlier ones are more struggling because I really ran the whole show.
You
Like
really
I
did.
did production, I did the donations. No, I think I always get donations from one of y'all, but early on, I was kind of like doing half of them anyways, just because I knew how the interface worked.
Yeah.
It didn't help with Tiltify. It changed their interface like 2 years ago, and like y'all, I learned it again. Y'all, it's a whole thing. But no, that was I think those charity events. Every time we do, now we actually have names for them: the Summer Bash or Winter Party. When we do those, I always have so much fun with them. But they are also like I don't want us to be people hear this and think like I don't enjoy them, but I dread those events because of how much work that goes into them. But like when it's like the week before or like a day or two before, I get so excited. Once we're like in that final week and everything's final like ready to go, we just have to do it. I get so excited and like I hate Sunday because it's the last day and like I don't want to end the
Sunday
stream.
is rough.
It's wait, well like one like we all like a bit more tired. That hasn't been as much of a problem last few times. Especially for me, well, I'm like honestly, I know I'm sure y'all a bit more tired than like I am, just because like I stream more often, if for longer. But in general as a whole, we've all gotten better on Sundays because we've cut down a lot of the fat in the events, especially on Saturday. So,
Yeah.
but it's just that thing for me. It's just it's a lot of pressure, and I can't think of any like specific instances. A lot of it's been like on the fly. There's a lot of it that's like there's a lot of it's scheduling. Honestly, scheduling those events. That I think that is the if I had to pick so much goes into those. If I had to pick one specific thing, it's scheduling those events. And when I say that, I mean not just like, oh, we're doing it on this date. I mean coordinating with all the people. Like we've had up to like 6 time zones on the schedule in like one of these
Yeah.
events.
Because
Um,
going into just to offer a different perspective with that, just because I've witnessed it, it's hard enough to get all of us who are on the same time, like the in-person crew. Like we've had several times where someone was supposed to show up, just completely didn't, fully intended to, but wasn't able to, and someone just completely come out of nowhere to like fill in for them.
yeah,
Like
we had that happen a
it's
lot
always
last event,
yes,
both in
last event
person and
was
online, and but honestly, almost
yes.
every event. I didn't even think about it. You're right on that. Probably almost every event we've had to fill in for someone.
And it's
Which
that's
is
just the
fine.
nature of
That's
these events because it is a commitment and it is like it is hard and we understand it. Like I don't think there's never really been a time where we've been like, oh, like it's we get it. It it definitely still makes us upset when someone has to cancel or like someone doesn't show up. But to a degree, at least for me, I don't know how you feel, but it's understandable, but it doesn't make our job any more easier.
Yeah. I never get ultimately. I never get like I said. I never get like Like it makes me sad, but I don't get upset. I don't get like angry or anything. I
It's
definitely
not
don't get
you don't
angry.
don't get angry, but you are
Yeah.
kind of sad.
And then the day, like I get it. Things happen. So one thing I am trying to get better. I feel like I've lacked a little bit on communicating in advance, and I'm really that's the one goal I've had for this event is like I really wanted to have everything laid out in like advance, and we're not trying to do stuff at the last minute. And we really that's the thing for me on the back end, the biggest thing I struggle with, and really pushing. I really want to push to do more collabs. So I feel like I've talked about this a bit on our Discord group, but I feel like we still do a lot of collabs, but like we're not like at the peak. I feel like the next thing I kind of want to like boost. Like it used to be like we would have people constantly coming in and out. This is why times change, and some of those people we collaborate don't make content anymore. Or they make different, like a lot, stuff changes. But I do want to try to, do more and well, like I said, I think it's pretty sure it's next week we'll have our meeting, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is next week. Um,
I believe it was either sometime around that or
yeah,
relatively that
yeah,
near.
it's next week. So I think it's on the 9th. Anyhow, whatever I said in the Discord group. But yeah, no. So we're gonna be that and merchandise and all that fun stuff. No, yeah. I might make a community post, but just to get feedback, see what people would want in a future event. Anyhow, but I don't want to do this much longer. But that I would say is been the most difficult thing, like events or like projects.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But and the last thing I'll say on it too is it goes back to that thing I was talking about earlier about passion. Like the reason why they're so difficult and they're so like you dread them, like it's because and it helps too that these are usually for charity. Like we want to always make these the best, and sometimes it comes out of like we push ourselves and sometimes we push ourselves too much, and we've been trying to get better about not pushing ourselves to our limit, but at the same time we want to make these the best that we can, and that takes a lot of a person, so it makes
yeah,
sense.
no, yeah, it's definitely. And I will say, I'll say my last thing on a positive note. Um, like I said, I thoroughly enjoy these events, and it makes me so happy. Like I can grab it real quick. Should here, so I can grab it in a tiny manner. There it is. I knew where it was because I just put on the hanger today. Like this was a year or two ago now. Hopefully it should be on camera, but they sent me this T-shirt. The AFSP is on the side here, the logo. They're like, "Hey, you want one of our shorts?" Because they have like a little merchandise store that I think I'm not gonna say. I know at least some of it goes to the event, the charity. I think all of it does, but double check that because I don't want to guarantee anything. Always read the fine print.
Absolutely.
But for free, they're like, "Hey, we'll send you a shirt for how much y'all have done." Unfortunately, only I was able to get one, which is very generous to them. Is I wish I like because it's not
We'll
just
get to
me who
that
runs the
point.
events. I am the wing leader, so and I should give myself more credit than I do. But also in the same thing, I'm also like I like keeping myself humble and being like I'm not the only one. Um, but that is a short. It makes me upset because like one of the sleeves, I think it's this sleeve. It's not that bad. I can't even find it now. One of the sleeves is torn. Is it this? Maybe it's not this short. This one. Oh no, no, it's not this short. I should wear this short more often. I was wearing it all the time. I love that short.
It's a good shirt.
It's fun, like, and it's a good conversation starter. But no, ultimately, I'm really happy with all the money we raise. It's fun working with AFSP. It's fun working with. We've worked with some other companies throughout it as well. We worked with C2 Grips to do that one promotion. That was really fun. I would love to do something like that again. Update on that for those who are curious. I've heard back from them after like a year of silence.
I was wondering about that.
So I won't get into all that. More out of respect for them, but those Shop Network, you can always buy the product. It's just they're going to keep supporting the content creator program, which they are. Yay! So I'm probably going to start. I've always kept the links in my description, but I was kind of like, I didn't want to hard push it in case like something fell apart there. But no.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
But going on, I'd love to pose the next question to you, which was one from Steven that he put a little bit ago.
Okay.
And that is there anything within the years of creating on YouTube that you regret the most? And this is funny because I know exactly what you're going to say. Maybe I don't, though.
That I regret the most.
Yes.
Gosh, I almost want to say the name Joey64. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I don't know. That's what I regret the most.
Actually,
It's something
we've
looking.
talked about that before.
I literally I was just like I looked at my Switch username and I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm just like, oh, it's just because a lot of people like I didn't think that deeply about it, but a lot of people not that people think deeply about it, but the way people think about it, like, oh, like he probably like really likes the Nintendo 64, or he's into like retro game, and I like retro games. I like 64 games, but like, man, like I don't know, man. Like honestly, I'm more of a Sony pony, if anything, man. Like when it comes to like the
You
old.
really like Sony.
When it comes to the like old consoles, I'm more in the Sony, like the older consoles than like the Nintendo consoles of the era. Like I love Nintendo, but like for me, it's like when you go to like the retro like 8-bit, 16-bit consoles, it's Sega. Then when you get to like the early 3D, for me, it's like PS1, PS2, and then it's like Wii U, Switch. Honestly, Wii U and Switch, like, but like if you go to like even PS3, honestly. I love the Wii, don't get me wrong. But PS3 and 360 trumpet for me. Just towards like my childhood, and then going back, like PS2 was the main one I played. Though I love my GameCube, but I played PS2 a lot more than my GameCube. I own more PS2 games than GameCube games. They're also just a lot cheaper. But that, and then PS1, yeah, like Crash, Spyro. I really didn't play a lot of N64, something I didn't want to explore until I got after like I became an adult, really. It was the last Nintendo console I bought. Out of like the main ones, of course. But no, I don't know. Anyhow, so that was a bit of a tangent, but I think I regret the most. I feel like you're thinking of, because I feel like I said this. You're thinking of when I did the live stream shorts. And
there was that. There was also, I think we talked about this on episode 4 a bunch, but that and like the meme shorts.
yeah, I think, I don't know if I would say that's what I regret the most for both of those. I'm not against both of those. Like, I just don't think, I feel like I pushed both of them way too far. Just shorts in general, I feel like I pushed way too far. And then I didn't like how then I was trying to like please like every crowd, and I don't know, this is a whole thing. What? I don't know. That's a I don't know, it's because it's such like an ultimate question, I feel. I don't know, like there's
So is Milkman.
no, I don't regret Milkman. I don't like listening to Milkman, but I don't regret it.
Do you regret the Animaniacs intro cover that you did?
Yes, I genuinely despise. I don't regret that. I despise that video, and I'm so glad no one ever brings it up. It's not even a good, like, not even because of my singing abilities. I just say the lyrics are garbage. The lyrics,
Or just the intro in general?
I had to sweat so hard to get lyrics for that.
Oh, right. No, I remember now. I thought you just sang the intro because you liked it. No, you made it YouTube Aniacs. I forgot about
Yes,
that
I
completely.
hate it. I hate that so much. No, we don't talk about that. God,
We found the biggest regret.
no, honestly, honestly, and this is a very general, it's not specific. My biggest regrets is all the projects that I say I'm gonna do, and it's not that I'm saying like I'm not gonna do them. I've gotten a lot better, but still something I'm trying to like push. Every time I think like I've gotten it all figured out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna promise I'm gonna do this, and then I'm like, nope, I'm still getting too ahead of myself. Um, which I like that. I like that, but the professional side of me is like wait, honestly, YouTube Maniacs at the time, I was very excited for. And even looking back, it's more just kind of like embarrassing, less like
It's just
regretful.
like, yeah.
Honestly, my biggest regret right now is that we never released Your Opinions Suck, and we never finished that.
Yeah, we did never finish that.
That's probably my honestly, that's probably Your Opinions Suck. Because that was supposed to be for the 5-year anniversary of the channel. It was going to be, we hyped it up a good amount. We filmed almost all the footage for it. That's what really irritates me. We filmed everything but the ending. If we would have filmed the ending, I could have probably just made it work. But I had music. I put money in that project, not just on the pops. I actually commissioned a song for that I don't think I've ever released. I don't think anyone's heard it but me.
I don't think you ever told me about that.
I don't think remember I told you I was going to commission a song. I don't think I would.
I remember you talking about a lot of stuff for that, but
That was a very
gosh.
that's a project I want to revive. Genuinely,
Oh
that's a
no, we'll
project I would
finish
want
it
to
one day.
revive. And like knowing what I know now, like I feel like I could up the scale even more, which is not a good like that goes right
Well,
that
I feel like we should use the footage that we already have. I feel like
I've gone
what we
back and
did
watched
record was
it.
pretty golden.
In general, I want to keep the general like story beats the same. I want to change the script a lot.
God, I'm remembering the Sailor Moon transition we were going to do for me getting into my suit.
Yeah, I would film that way differently because I know how to edit that way better now. That it's stuff like that. That's like
Yeah.
I don't want to make it hard on myself to edit.
And Steven said in the chat, I've been waiting for the Sonic 06 video for over 3
3 years. God, that's another one that's like I gotta do it. The script has been done for 3 years. I did that script, not even joking, because we finished 06 in March. I went on a vacation like the weekend we ended that series. Like literally, like I was in a cabin for a day. And like that night it downpoured and I was just sitting in like the bed in the cabin. I wrote I think like 40 pages of that script that night. So fun fact about me. I'm not exaggerating. That script by the end of it it's like 60 pages. It's an enormous script. But um no, fun fact about me. I cannot fall asleep if there's a thunderstorm. My anxiety is way too bad about thunderstorms. I am like a dog. Like me and my dog are freaked out together. It's kind of funny, but like we both have like the same reactions. Cause and if I can sleep through one, but if it's going on, I'm not. I'm not. I've had nights literally I don't sleep the entire night, and I'm just like, well, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to sleep tonight. Cool. Um, but no, yeah, that was what it was there, and I was sitting there, and literally wrote like the rough draft for that, pretty much that entire script practically, and because it was all the thoughts were fresh. Literally, the whole base of that was for those who watched that last live stream of the 06 was how oddly passionate I was during the credits of that. Like and like it went off like another like 10 minutes after the credits, and I was just like that's a video. I was just going to cut up that and make it a video, and I was like, no, I could do better. Um, but no. Real the answer is I need like a production manager that I feel like I'm like how there's like the like visionary TV show creators who do like better when they have like an executive kind of like limited them in a bit.
Like George Lucas.
Yeah, but then like when they're able to do whatever, it's kind of like it's not like horrible, but it's like sometimes you need to be told to like sometimes you need to be put in your place. I feel that's honestly almost every creative. I just think it's the really successful ones that get to go away with it.
That's
But
literally the main story of why the Star Wars prequels were the way they were, because George Lucas was like he didn't have the same like limits put on him as he did before, so it was
yeah,
yeah.
but I feel like
Kind of crazy though.
I need that to a certain extent, but
I
no,
remember
no. The
joking with
06,
you, too.
honestly,
I was
the
like,
06 video and your opinions suck. Those are my two greatest regrets, and one day I will release them. I don't know, 70th anniversary of the channel coming up. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll do something for
don't
that.
make
Maybe I will
promises
release
you can't keep.
your opinions suck, 06, and the couch video all on the same day.
The couch video.
The couch. I did this whole. It's all the footage is recorded. I just have to edit it. And I did a whole video, like a skit video about change, and the whole base of it was based off the changes of like the gaming, of like how like video games series have like changed over the years. And I have like a couple examples. I have like Mario's one of the examples. I think Sonic is. It goes a bit more obscure. So I talk about like Contra, like series that like they just throw whatever they can at the wall now of Contra, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
It was pretty crazy when they took away Mario's tribal tattoo.
I know that was crazy. That oof. But it was supposed to because the whole inspiration of that video though was when people got really emotional that the old couch was going away, and I was like, what, y'all cared about that couch? And then I cared about the couch because they cared about it, and I did. Like we had the stream to send it off, but then I made a video. I recorded all the footage the day before we put it out on the Corb. Like literally, I remember when I recorded the footage of the end of that video. This couch is there, like kind of obvious ending. Cause obviously the moral wasn't don't change, you know. But literally the old couch was blocking the doorway off camera when I recorded that part, and I could not get out the room. That's like that was all on the same day. Anyhow, no, that couch video is honestly, if any of them are gonna get done anytime soon, probably that, because that one's like it's not a lot of editing that needs to be done. I know what I want to do with that video. The 06 video is still like, it's just the 06 in your opinions suck, needs to be just fully re-recorded. And like I want to revise the script, and I want to redo. I pretty much want to remake something that was never released. And then 06 is just such a time commitment. But no. Anyhow, that was a long-winded answer. Want me to throw you another question?
Sure.
Let me look. Let me look at my Let's see. Got a bunch of questions here. I just wrote down a bunch of them, but I'm also like, man, I don't want to like be definitely. We're not gonna go through all of these. Let's see. Okay, here's one I wrote down. All right, there was one podcast idea like you really want to do. Like your ultimate podcast episode idea, like you could do whatever you want on that episode. Like budget isn't a question, location like nothing's a question. Like within real, like not be like, oh, I want to do an episode on the moon, but like within like realism, but like also go crazy. What is like that ultimate episode topic, or like, you know, it could even be something like, I know a lot of podcasts have done like a Hot Ones episode, something a bit more different like that. Like, what would that be for you?
Well, when you first posed the question, the first thing that came to my mind was the episode idea that I told you about recently, which was us going through different influential figures in the gaming sphere, like Shigeru Miyamoto or Jeff Keighley or Reggie, or like people akin to that, and just figuring out which one of them would be the best president.
I don't remember the
That
president part. That's fun.
it was either president. I can't remember what it was, but we were figuring out like which.
I thought we
putting
were
them
talking
in
about just doing a
specific-
tier list.
Oh well, we could put tier list people. Tier
I could
list
be
of people
wrong.
is a
I could be
great idea.
wrong, but no, I like the idea of president. That's kind of fun.
No, president was definitely my original.
I know. I think
idea,
it was a very
but,
obvious answer, but
But
unfortunately, he's
of
dead.
idea, but with no limits. I think something I would truly love to do is like.
I
See,
was in the
feel like-
second Minecraft movie. Let's talk about it.
God no. I would love to like I don't know. I'd love to do a. You know how people will do panels at like conventions.
Oh yeah.
I would love to like get a like this is in the world where Save State popped off and we have like millions and millions of fans. Like I'd love to do something kind of akin to this, just with like in a huge convention space, just with all of the people.
Yeah, I would
Like,
love. I don't have any
think
millions
that
of
would
fans.
be a lot of
I
fun.
watch smaller podcasts that like, because thing is, a lot of people.
Oh no, I think you can do that with any number of people, but that's just like in the
Yeah.
perfect world type thing.
No, yeah, no, that I would love. One of my like bucket list things, even if it's not like directly tied to YouTube, I would love to just host
Just
a
be on a
panel at a
panel.
con. Like there's some,
That would be fun.
we have some local conventions that I would be willing, I would like to do. But
But either something like that or I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something actually ridiculous, but like me and you I don't know, we're both sitting at a tattoo parlor and we're getting matching Save State tattoos on our shoulders
See-
while we're talking about
see, I would
something
never do
unrelated.
that.
I know you'd never do that, but just like
You know how I
don't
feel
even
about
know if I'd
tattoos.
do it. No, I don't even think I'd do it, but I'm just like thinking to ideas akin to that because they'd just be fun to do. But
Something like that, like
another real-
legit. I bought the Hot Ones thing like that. I think that would be fun. That might be like a
no,
that would be like a
super
fun like I don't know, like episode 50 or episode 100.
Yeah, but and this is I kind of say this for last because it's not that out of the realm of possibility, especially if we do like get a bigger audience. I'd love to like have a sit down with a like a childhood content creator, like someone who I've actually watched forever,
Yeah,
which
We-
feels like the answer that everyone gives. Like,
yeah. We do plan. We have, and honestly, we'll probably do our first guest episode soon. At least towards the
we
recording
should
it.
honestly.
We want to do. We have we already have honestly a pretty long list of guests. Like guests who we've not locked in a date, but like we've talked to. No, well, like yeah, like they want to be on.
Mhm.
Like it was a lot of obvious ones. I think I've honestly talked about on stream on Joey64, but like we probably talked about on the podcast. I just don't remember because we've only recorded like 7 hours of content for this podcast at this point. But like Ken's Marsh, Funny Reaper, there's 8 Mr. Gaiden. I feel like towards the content creators like I know personally there's like the 4 that I could think of. Michael from
Michael.
Game Room.
I was about to say.
I would have been
Michael.
upset. I because he's not a YouTuber, so because I don't, even though like I talk to him a lot.
Does he not do YouTube? I thought he did stuff on YouTube.
No, not at all. He has Twitch.
Huh.
Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
Ah,
No, I keep telling him that he need to put a podcast on YouTube, like,
they
but
really should.
no, I even offered to like help them do editing for it at one point. This is like 2 years ago, back when I had more free time. I would not. I would be willing to help them like get it figured out. I would not offer to edit it. No. But that who there was a couple like let me talk about getting on just like
Denmark.
Oh, Denmark.
Also,
That's
some of our like of the in-person people who aren't like
like our
who aren't content
friends.
like someone like John or Lucas.
I like to get
it'd be
John.
fun to
John and
get
Lucas
them.
are like the immediate ones that I would want to get on. But something I do want to do, and I didn't think about this because what you might do is like, oh, like the topic would just be the guest. I like the idea of because it was Michael I was talking about because Michael he texted me, he's like, I should have been on episode 2 in like a joking
You
way.
should've.
But like I thought about, I'm like, that's actually, I'm like, we should just have like when we have a topic that like fit with a guest, we should have them on like maybe like the introduction could just be us like introduced to the guest and talking about like us with like our content creator friends, talk about like their history in YouTube or whatever they do and some of that stuff. But then like the main topic is like, oh, we'll talk about, I don't know, if we ever do a Pokemon, any Pokemon episode, which I'm sure we will eventually. Like, I would like to get Mystic on for that, because he's, like, my Pokemon guy.
Yes, we really
We'll
should.
definitely get him on for whenever we do Pokemon. You know, that, honestly, that, him and Ian Marsh, we'll have to
Yeah.
get both of them on a podcast, on a Pokemon episode.
Honestly, maybe give them their own separate episodes just so they have their own like.
Oh, that's, yeah,
spot to
I would get them
shine.
separate. I wouldn't have them, yeah.
Yeah.
I do eventually. This like I guess out of my dream collab. That's what we'll wrap up this crescent here, but at least for me, I want to do a save state and welcome to the game room crossover event,
Oh, I'm sure it'll happen.
and I want to like style it in like the 2000s like Cartoon Network crossovers, just because at least in terms of like the little like advertising. I use the term advertising lightly, but we would do for it. I was like the idea of like I don't know, like I'm saying like the word it's like safe state and game room clash. Like this really kind of corny. But like this do an episode with me and Thomas are on their podcast and do an episode with them 3 on our podcast. That'd be separate from the episode we would have Michael on. So Michael does his own stuff outside of game room as well. But again, Dwight and Jonathan in as well, and I think that would just be really. I feel like almost there wouldn't be a topic for either episode. It's just gonna be us talking for like 2 hours, and we'll just you get
It's
this
just
hour,
2
we get
hours
this
of
hour.
Each other blaming, like each of us, like accusing the other of stealing each other's ideas.
Gosh, they do the podcast in seasons. That would be a great season premiere for them. We're gonna have to line that up for like a season premiere for them. I'll have to talk to because I know Michael plans out the seasons. Maybe I know they're getting ready to record the next season. So probably not this season, but maybe the next season after that. I'll have to talk to him about that.
Maybe.
So I know I've talked to him about this idea, cause no, yeah, so yeah, I'll go to Texas right now. Y'all from Texas, right? No,
But we
We're on
won't
the East
disclose
Coast.
where we live, but it's not Texas.
we're on the East Coast because they know our time zone.
No, they do know we're in the East Coast.
Yeah,
but-
East Coast. Yeah. You know, what's
New
Florida.
York time.
They know I'm not in Florida. So I said that once. I was trying to think of which state I said online. No. No one's ever actually guessed the state. Not that I would say yes, but no one has guessed.
Not that we're encouraging you to guess either.
No. But
But anyways.
as we know, the last question Steven put in, and we'll probably have this be our last question for that episode.
Mhm.
What do you do when a hater / immature viewer comes in your channel? Do you just ignore them, ban them, or joke on the haters? And how do you feel when haters say things, say sort of things? Do you get sad, anger, or no feels? I'm gonna throw this towards you first, because I don't know, have you experienced this?
I haven't, but I've experienced it a lot with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of some very specific streams that we had.
What's
Most
you?
of
I
the
want to
streams,
hear
actually.
your. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. But what's what? I feel you have a unique
First-
perspective. You have like a third party. What? Tell me. You go in detail. I don't
First-
care.
The first thing that comes to mind is when I don't know if you remember this, you might be able to help me fill in. It was not the Minecraft stream where like people were hacking. I don't even know if it was a Minecraft stream, but I remember it was like the first time you ever got hate rated.
Talking
If
about
that
the
rings
one
any
where the
bells,
realm
like
got hacked?
I don't know if it's the one
Oh,
where
no,
the
no, no,
realm
not
got
that
hacked.
one. It was on that realm. Well, that's Sorvo. That was before I did realms. That's Sorvo.
Mhm.
But I know what you're talking about. 'Cause were you in the call
But
with
it
me?
was no, I was streaming with you when that happened, but we like had a flood of people come
Because
into
you DM. I
chat,
remember us DMing back and forth.
and people were just like spamming, like they were saying a lot of like racist,
Yeah.
homophobic,
I,
like
I'm
very
really upset
bigoted
on how I
stuff.
handled that to this day.
Huh?
I'm upset how I handled that. Looking back,
I
I
it
don't
was
think
a
I
lot,
could. I think I
and
could have
it
handled it a
was a
lot
first for
worse.
both of us.
I think I could have handled it a lot worse. To be clear, I don't think I handled
No,
it bad,
absolutely.
but I wish I would have
It
just.
was
What I wish I would have done was just ban everybody and kept streaming because it bothered me for like honestly maybe almost months. It kept coming back in my mind like I feel like I lost that battle, and I feel like
yeah.
that's like almost like what they wanted me to do. Like they literally wanted me to do was to get angry, which I didn't. But it made me upset in retrospect of like I crumbled down to them, and that made me that I didn't just take a second to ban because we had it also because that stream in general was already just doing really well as well. Well, we had a lot of people
Yeah.
genuinely, and that was kind of my thing. It was like I felt bad for those people getting harassed, but it was I don't know that like I think I handled it well, but it was that's
I'm
definitely a
trying to
situation I look
look
back
because
on.
I remember one of the first things I did after that was I made a post in the Discord. I'm trying to see if I can find it. But it was just such a new and weird thing that we had ever experienced, and so I just felt the need to like tell everyone like, hey, this is what happened. If you see anyone like this, like please like report them, please do this, like please just be aware
Yeah,
of it,
speaking of
because it was a
the
lot.
server's been raided 3 times,
Oh yeah,
3 or 4 times.
it has.
Not a
Yeah,
lot, honest, for how long. I think that Discord server is going on like 2021, so 4 or 5 years old. 4 years old. It's an old
it's
Discord
pretty
server.
old.
But no, wait. Honestly, the way we only had one that I would say was like like what you would think of a Discord raid. Like they were all raids, but like there was one where it was like a flood of people, and they were all posted very inappropriate like very inappropriate photos.
Mhm.
So I don't want to like, I don't know how to describe it in a PJ way. That's how inappropriate they were. Um, and that was luckily dealt with very swiftly. I remember I happened to be on Discord, which I don't really stay. I don't like. I don't just like have Discord open. I'm not that kind of person. I open it, and the moment I'm done using it, I close it. I don't. I also a lot of people don't know this. I don't have Discord on my computer. I use Discord on the web browser, which
You do use Discord on the web
I
browser.
extremely prefer it. It doesn't bog down my computer. It's in. It's there for YouTube Studio and all my other YouTube stuff. I have it downloaded on my phone, of course, but on desktop, I don't. I just don't like how I don't like Discord's. It literally acts just. It's literally just the application in a browser, and it works perfectly fine because the whole thing is streaming audio, anyways. The whole thing is internet.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't read all of it, but it was basically just like, hey guys, I know most of you don't typically hear from me. Me and Joey are streaming Minecraft. Towards the end, we had a group come in and say a lot of hateful things and harassed us. Just want to reiterate a few things. Hate has no place on the Joey64 channel.
Yeah.
And if you ever say this, you'll be banned forever. Like, then I added the server admins. Like, if you see anyone like this, just please help us out.
Report it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figure that's
God,
pretty much you said like
that was 2023.
yeah. Yeah, because we didn't do shortly after we got the actual Minecraft realm got raided.
Yeah.
Guy, when I watched that clip, I hadn't watched that clip since it happened. That was like okay, I don't know how any other way to describe this, but I want people to know I mean this in the most mild, I mean mild sense possible. That was like it gave me like PTSD vibes. I don't know how to explain this. I want to be clear. Like I do
Mhm.
not have like I do not have like a
Actual
mental
PTSD.
disorder in the sense, not disorder. Sorry, that's not the right word. I don't have like a mental breakdown when I see it. Like I can't like mentally handle it because
Mhm.
I don't want to discredit people who do actually struggle with PTSD. But like I haven't felt how I felt when I saw that when like I was watching that and it was like I couldn't look away, but at the same time like I desperately want like I just want to like go to bed when I watched that because I watched it on
Mhm.
stream. I didn't play the video on stream, but we watched it. I put a link to the stream in my chat if people wanted to see the clip, but I wasn't gonna put it on
Yeah.
my stream again. That stream's still public. That has a straight up slur. I actually went back and blurred it because I realized I should blur that. I
Yeah.
never thought about that again after that. But watching that was like it was like maybe traumatic is a better way to say it. That was genuinely again not traumatic, a lower
I
tier of
think
traumatic, but
traumatic
that was
is okay.
definitely like when I think about that and I look back and watch that clip, I'd struggle to watch that in a sense of like of fear and anxiety. That was like
Mhm.
just such a I don't know. That was that even talk about it now. I don't like really care for talking
But
about it.
it's definitely one of those things where you and me have definitely, I don't know if your mindset has changed over the years, but we definitely had different mindsets because I was always of the camp of if anyone is ever like in any sort of question, like being a hater, being a troll, like that sort of thing, like anything like that, I'm just like I have a zero tolerance policy basically, just like it's instant ban. Like if you come in trying to do this, I'm just gonna ban you. Like no like second chances, depending on what it is, of course. Like if someone is like clearly accidentally like being mean and like they just didn't realize, that's one thing. But like someone just like coming in and like very clearly alluding to like very hateful things, like yeah, no, you're gone.
Yeah. I don't like me. It's especially with a lot of my audience is children.
Just true.
I've had a lot of it to where like if I just kind of help them work it out and talk them through it, and like not
Mm-hmm.
my channel's not a therapy. Like I'm not gonna spend half my stream being your therapist. Like just being
Mm-hmm.
honest. But typically it's a thing where they can quell it, calm down real quick, and we're able to move on. Not I have a great, pretty big list of banned people on my channel. Um, and they're not all bots. A lot of them aren't.
Mm-hmm.
But no, legitimately, like I think I've had more good outcomes than bad. I've only had one like I will get into it today because it's a long story, and I do want to wrap this up. But I've only had one true like catastrophic um incident of like trying to give someone the benefit of the doubt. And even then, it wasn't that bad. It was just, honestly, for me, it was more just upsetting to see what they did. Because I genuinely, like, I'm pretty good at being tell, even when I give people the benefit of the doubt of like them doing something malice. As someone who's a very given person, I've honed that skill.
Mm-hmm.
I could very much tell if someone said something with ill intent. And I could tell that person they were generally like I could tell they're doing ill intent, but I could very much tell they were Horton. And maybe I should assume that. But like it felt different from other people I've had lash out in that way. Um and I again it's a story I'll tell in full one day, but it's something that I wish I would have been able to properly connect with them, but I've also that it's not something I dwell on. That's not something I dwell on. I've moved on from that a long time ago. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's something that was it was very upsetting how that ended for me, and it was something I talked about a channel. I talked about it with you. I talked about it with a lot of people in retrospect. Um, Wait, that was you might remember this. It was the Tails incident.
Yeah,
That was Tails.
that's yeah.
I think they were. I know the icon was Movie Tales. I don't remember the name was Movie Tales. I think the name was Movie Tales. It might have just been Tales, but it was
I
that.
thought it was Miles, but not to dox them or anything. But I'm pretty sure it was like Miles or something.
Yeah, like they deleted all their accounts. I'm sure they made new
Yeah.
ones, but yeah. Um, but no, yeah, it was that. For the Smash Bros stream, which again, it is what it is.
A
But
lot of toxic things.
Smash
Not to
got
say that
Smash
got
Bros.
very
That's a whole
toxic.
topic. I
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But ultimately, to answer the question, like I guess, like properly, at least more direct. Me, so my initial thing is kind of like a mixture of ignoring them, and if it's someone new, I'll say hi and whatever, and like I'll kind of ignore it, especially if it's directed towards me. I don't care. I don't. I I I've had multiple people just straight up tell me like very I don't want to even say it I don't want to say it on the podcast, but just very rude things to me, both publicly and in private, like private in DMs, not like in person. Um,
Mhm.
but very very ugly things, and to me, I don't personally get bothered by it because there's nothing behind it.
Mhm.
Especially online, it doesn't bother me. In person, it bothers me more. What I get bothers when people attack other people because of me. That's why I get upset. But if it's targeting me, I don't really care. I'm like, whatever. And typically, if you just ignore them, they leave, move on, And hopefully they eventually kind of like come around or whatever, or they don't, whatever. I don't really care. If they
They
are,
either grow up or they leave.
yeah. If there was discourse in the chat, I try to resolve it peacefully, but I have had situations where someone needs to be banned or timed out. I always try to solve the time out. This is also why the way I moderate my channel is not typical moderation, which is why part of the reason why I don't like having a lot of moderators. Especially since like, I don't really get bots anymore. I don't like I don't know. I'm very self
You haven't
moderated.
had a bot in a long time.
No, I had one. God, like, it was like 3 or 4 months ago, but I did have one of the ones I used to get all the time. YouTube has really done a really good job cutting down the bots on live streams. I won't give them credit for that. Um, at least like the very obviously like scam bots, like
Yeah.
the one that's like click like check link in bio, like what's like those I'll give them credit for that. They said they were going to crack down on it, and it took them a while, but like I will defend the YouTube team. Generally, like I have my qualms with YouTube, but they generally are always trying to improve the platform, and I feel like for the most part do what's best for the community. Out of all the social media platforms, I genuinely I do feel like YouTube. I genuinely do believe in it. Um, but no. Whoops, I'm a mod. Wait, never mind. Joe64, you're a mod. Say wrong channel, buddy. Wrong channel. Um, but no. No. Yeah, ultimately, yeah. That's I try to do peace because this is the way I am. Reach out. Talk to people. My DMs are always open, and I want people. I like people knowing that I've had a lot of meaningful conversations. Call it parasocial. Call it whatever you wanna call it. I don't care. It's how I roll. But that's about all I have to say on that. That's a whole topic in itself. If we really wanted to delve deep into that, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that could be a topic within itself that we talked about today in a little Q&A live stream special. Um, no, we don't have any moderators on Save State, do we? I just thought about that.
I might have added Denmark as a mod because I know I messed around with like the approved user stuff. I think I might have added him, but he might be the only one.
Yeah. Not that we need to live stream, but
I mean, yeah, it's not really necessary.
technically
but
moderators can also mess with comments and stuff, but
yeah,
No, no, I didn't even think about that. Am I moderator? Oh, I am
Our
moderator.
channels specifically, maybe I can't remember.
Yeah, my channel is moderator.
Nice.
My channel is. I used to have a personal account I watch YouTube videos on. Now I just watch everything on my YouTube account.
Same.
Like well, I did block. I did private my liked playlist just because I'm like, not that I watch anything. I don't watch like, I don't know, like Iraq war videos or whatever. Like, I don't know why it's the first thing that came to my mind, but like I don't watch anything like crazy. But I also just don't want people being like, man, like you watch. I don't know. I can't think of an example of something I've watched it, but like, it's not always something like in general I care if people knew, but like I just no, I don't want people bringing up this random video I watched I forgot about. I don't know.
Yeah.
You watched all 4 Suction Cup Man videos today?
Listen, they're good videos.
No, they're
What's
really
wrong with
funny.
suction?
But like I just and I'm sure most people they saw that they're like, oh, that's cool. But I just don't want to be randomly called out like that. It throws me off guard. And when I'm like bringing up
Yeah.
myself, you know, like oh, you watched Squidward has a gun. Well, one I feel like people actually would generally have an issue with me watching. Though I don't care. It's like I go, oh, like you watch Hell of a Bars. People, I feel like
It's whatever.
you either love or hate Vizzy Pop. So because of that, I feel people be like,
Yeah.
"What?" I'm like,
That's a lot of people on the internet, though.
yeah, like I'm just like I do love the that series. It's they had the reason why I said to my like videos they announced that Hell of a Boss is gonna be on Prime Video, but still they have full creative control and episodes will still be released on YouTube. It's kind of like what they did with Amazing Digital Circus on Netflix.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
was
the
gonna
same
say
thing.
Glitch really is
Pioneering.
Pioneering. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, so that's. But I'm really happy. Like they're going to give them funding and it's going to make so they can produce the episodes quicker. God, I think the season 3 they already announced it's going to be like a 30 episode season, which is like
Oh wow.
I think over double what season 2. Season 2 was pretty bad. I think that was like 14 or 13. It was a big. And each episode's like 30 minutes long. These are big. You know. So one of the main reasons I really like supporting them is just like I don't buy like the merchandise stuff. I'm not like that into it, but like just out of like respect, I'm like, that's sick. Like man, you could do this. It's just all like it's indie. I love that.
Yeah.
But no way. No.
Anyways,
I think generally that's a fun little Q&A
I think that's a good
special.
place to call it.
Yeah, no, honestly a lot of fun little things to talk about. But
Yeah.
now so next Friday, it's already scheduled to go up at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's going to be going out. That is road trips. Road trips. I think about it. That is the road trips
Yeah.
episode. We're gonna be talking about some road trips we've been on. We talk about the Sonic 3 event. We talk about the DC trip. I think we talk a little bit. It's gonna be kind of dated because we've planned out too many games a lot more since then. But we're gonna be talking a little bit. I think about we talked about too many games a little bit then. They were back then. We were still like unsure if we were gonna go or not.
And I think we talked about the time we almost got killed by a deer.
We did not almost get killed by a deer, but sure. We'll go with that clickbait
Joey's
title.
Good hook for the episode.
I know. But I don't like lying. We do good clickbait in this household.
It's not a lie.
We
It
were
is
not going to
not a
die
lie.
from that deer.
Okay, I was gonna die.
You were going to die. Maybe Lucas. 'Cause Lucas
And
is on the
we're a
passenger
hive
side.
mind, so
I'm part of multiple hive minds. I find a way. I always find a way.
also hi, Michael. You got us just at the end.
Anyhow, hi, Michael.
Hello, Michael.
Oh gosh, no. Jeez. My mind's like going blank now. No, yeah. So that's next week. This would be extra nice. What did we say we'd do for episode 4? What did we do? I mean, I can't remember. What was episode 4?
We talked about
The first one we did in the new set. Shoot.
um,
Why can't we remember? This is only like 2 weeks ago. I know 5's a tier list. No spoiler.
yeah.
We won't say what tier list.
We need to talk about 5 after this. But
We do.
anyways,
I have a plan for 5, but we'll talk about it.
okay.
I don't think I
We'll
responded to your
talk,
message,
but-
but I have a plan.
So they're not even out yet. Listen, it will be out when it's out.
3's coming out this Friday. Like it's actually it is
It's
done.
coming out
you-
this Friday.
You missed the whole explanation. You're gonna have to rewatch the
And
episode
you
once.
have to go back and watch.
We're gonna cut out the 40 minutes of technical problems and then upload it on podcasts. But
But no,
we
the
we
last
explain.
thing I'll say is we really have to be careful not to anger Mr. Save State.
I'm angry that we came up with what we did for episode 4.
Yeah, what did we talk about for episode
Oh,
4?
age video games.
Yes, that's what it was. Video games that have aged.
Video games have aged, good or bad.
Another
good
one
and
that I'm
bad.
sure Michael is going to say that he should have been in.
Yeah, probably. We're gonna get Michael on. Well, like, we have I have one in our dog that says like Michael. We invite Michael to this one. I have ones that like invite this person to this
It
one,
will happen.
and I can't remember what I have for Michael, but I think I talked to him about it already. But no. So
It
those are
will
the next
happen.
3 episodes. They're recorded. 3 is fully edited. 4 has started being edited. We should be getting back on track from here on
It's
out.
in limbo.
Like I said,
Um,
it's been a rough start, but we're getting there. But yeah, so 3 will come out. No problems with that. So you got road trips. You got talk about dusty old video games, and you have a tier list with a twist. I won't spoil the tier list because that's a few weeks out. But we had a lot of fun with 5, and it's an idea I've had. It's an idea I was going to put on Joey 64. We did for the podcast instead. We did a really fun tier list idea, so look forward to that. In episode 6, we're recording in the future. We don't even know what we're doing for the topic.
Probably sometime this week.
Fun behind the scenes thing. We always decide the topic like the day before, or the morning
Yeah.
of. We have this huge
Which
list
I
of
think keeps them fresh.
well, because we don't know like what we're gonna be in the mood for.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's me. I feel like I always put down. We need episode 6. We need to do idea you like. Not that you don't want to do the ideas, but I always feel like I'm the one. The last 2 we've done. You're like, here's a couple ideas. I'm like, I'm not in the mood for that, and I'm like, here's this idea, and then we do that. I'm like, I feel I need the like. I feel like I
I'm
need
very
like,
chill because I'm down for anything for the most part, and if I don't have that big of a preference, so it works out. But I guess we'll see.
yeah. No, alrighty.
100%
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was reading Michael's message.
I
100% missed everything.
A bug just flew on my head, and oh. Watch the full episode. That's what I'm gonna say. Watch the whole episode. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for the episode. 'Cause I'm gonna upload this as a video. If you're watching this though, thank you for watching. We will
If
see
you're watching
y'all.
us, leave some more questions in the comments of this video because maybe we'll do another one in the future.
Yeah, maybe we'll do one and it'll actually be planned. And
Yep.
Joey won't have a mental breakdown on stream. There's your hook to watch the beginning of the episode. No, except that's getting cut out. Anyhow, if you're watching the full episode, that's your hook to watch the VOD. So I am going to keep the VOD up. But why were you? What was that? What are you scratching on your table?
It's just my desk. There's some paint on it.
Oh, so
Anyways,
we can
sorry.
hear that. That's why I was like, what is that noise?
It's my bad. I'll turn down the gain on them.
Oh yeah, 'cause your mic's on the. Anyhow, we're gonna wrap up here. We're gonna wrap up here because we're rambling now. Thank you all for watching. We hope you all enjoyed the episode. We will see y'all next week for episode 3. And yeah, have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Now for the awkward part where I have to end the stream. Except this is not my normal setup, so it's actually going to take a second. But the podcast episode's going to end here. God, I actually, Jesus, it's going to be a second. Oh, so this button. No. Well, Thomas is now gone, so that's a good sign. Jeez.
I'm gone.
I had to do something different for this.